Wrestling. We're here in Chicago, Illinois.
This amazing wrestling show would never have existed if it hadn't been for a fan asking a question about Ring of Honor selling out a 10,000-seat arena, to which a know-it-all dumbass denied it. I could make a large-ass paragraph, much bigger than this one, about how amazing it is that Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks created the successful show, but I'm all in to sin and nothing else. And plus, just watch Being the Elite on YouTube for the full story. This independent show already has more excitement than WWE by using pyrotechnics. Am I ever going to make it out of the negatives in this video? After a while of looking at the logo, the transition to the next scene is made, just to show the logo again. Okay.
Buddy, he says he's better than you and you know it.
Wrestler says he's better than you cliche. That didn't take too long for one of the most common gimmick cliches to appear. All In must have learned not to make the trends be such a big deal on the screen by placing it in tiny font in the small corner, but over here in the sins, not appearing on the screen is a bigger improvement. Matt Cross has his head down, which gives MJF all the time in the world to take advantage, but nope, we're just gonna watch Matt pose instead. How did Matt fall for that? This show of appreciation was coming from a guy who literally told Justin Roberts to tell the audience that he's better than you and you know it. I had high hopes to get out of the negative area early, but after seeing that, I may just have to wait a little longer. Remove another one. Woohoo! I did a cool move! Alright, bye-bye.
When you give somebody a catch their breath, that has the opportunity to bite you in the butt.
Ian would be great at CinemaSins 2 expansion.
Extremely agile!
Heel wrestler attempts to use the referee as a human shield to stop his opponent and take advantage cliche.
Stop on the
Motion and kisses to the camera.
and that's where
Oh, come on, Matt's only 37. He's not in his freaking 50s or 60s.
Ooh.
Yeah, take that slap on your arm. You've been bad, Matt. That slap to your arm will definitely teach you. Pfft.
Hey, got it! Hurricane Rana!
MJF's weird overselling of the Hurricane Rana. I'm honestly tempted to play Spin Me Right Round for some reason.
Jam charges in, miss.
No, wait. Yeah, Matt's totally gonna stop his momentum and listen to you all just because you told him to wait. That's never worked for wrestlers in the past, so why start now?
from Matt Cross.
Spitting in your opponent's face.
Lands at his feet.
MJF using the Force to poke Matt in the eye.
Or over the rope.
Ow, damn! That counter into the pile driver definitely removes another sin for brutality. MJF literally sitting his butt on Matt's face. Gross.
Muscles. You develop.
MJF is young. Someone should teach him that monologuing is a villain's greatest weakness.
Throws the clothesline, Matt Cross.
MJF leaped into the air before Matt could actually connect the cutter. Plus, he was watching him the whole time, so that's 2 for the price of 1. Also, you guys totally thought I was gonna say RKO, didn't you?
Sean Mooney, who is with Christopher Daniels.
Ian said that Sean Mooney was with Christopher Daniels. I had no idea that Christopher changed his look and made himself look exactly like Nick Aldis. How'd he do that?
And you're looking at it.
If by it, you mean the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, there's a problem, and that's that we can hardly see the title at all. Lift it higher. Is it just a coincidence that I'm getting WWE SummerSlam 2015 flashbacks considering Stephen Amell was competing at an event sponsored by Cody Rhodes?
This gentleman's undefeated.
By mentioning Stephen being undefeated in wrestling, Ian just jinxed his momentum as we will soon see tonight. Also, I'd be impressed with Stephen Amell being undefeated in professional wrestling, except for the fact that this is his 3rd match, but also his first one-on-one match.
Brilliant strategist. He's a ring.
Steven just did the dumbest thing you could ever do at the start of the match. He turned his back on his opponent. Bad idea, especially when your opponent is someone like Christopher Daniels.
Unnecessary ring.
There was a spitting in your face in, and now there's a spitting your gum on your opponent's pecs in. I think that's the first time I've ever said that.
Back in 1990.
Whoa, what the hell just happened?
Midsection to chest.
It's not the fact that Christopher isn't actually connecting these kicks, it's the fact that Steven's not even reacting to them. Why isn't Jerry Lynn counting these 2 out like he's supposed to? He may be a guest referee in this case, but even he probably knows how a ref's job is supposed to work. Last I checked, this was just a regular match with traditional rules and not a match with no countouts.
To observe the rules of professional wrestling.
Big mistake to let somebody compete in professional wrestling if they don't seem to know the full rules of how the sport goes. Steven's futile attempt at getting the crowd to clap for his momentum to reload.
Hey, got it.
He's for the chest of Amell.
Wait a minute, hold on. So, Christopher refused to pin Steven, posed for the crowd, all just to decide to pin Steven 15 seconds later? Okay, no offense, but why didn't he just pin him in the first place? Steven, pull your pants up, please.
Maybe.
No. Oh, he's going for.
Maybe next time don't yell before executing crossroads and then your opponent won't be alerted to what you're about to do.
The hairs on the back of his neck,
What hair?
or the lack of the hairs on the back of his neck, stood up.
How can non-existent hair stand up? That just may have been one of the weirder phrases I heard a commentator say. You can clearly see Christopher Daniels watching Steven the entire time he ascends to the top rope, and yet he did nothing to counter or bait Steven in.
Once too often.
Haha, you tripped.
He's still unsteady on his...
That would have been worth a center mover if only Christopher actually completed the connection. The leaps to the top rope and the moonsault itself were amazing, but when nothing but his hands connect with his opponent, that's when the beauty gets taken away.
Didn't get all of it.
More like didn't get any of it.
Down on the apron, that's still an extremely rough...
I don't know why, but I'm gonna randomly position myself under the table for all your table destruction needs. It'd be cooler if I was forced onto the table, but I don't have time.
Mel, what are you doing?
Oh, that's why he did that, to bait Steven in. I take what I said back by removing that sin, but also removing a second sin for Steven's horrific crash through the table.
Oh, look at Jerry Lynn doing.
I know Jerry Lynn is a retired wrestler, but the rule still stands. Referees putting their hands on the wrestlers is a sin.
And Christopher Daniels is furious.
Wait, Christopher was actually hoping for this match to end on a double countout? What? If anything, he should be thankful he still has a chance to win this match.
Oh, look at this. Oh, low blow.
Awkward schoolboy. See, that's what happens when there are shirts in the ring that causes wrestlers to slip and fail what they're doing. Also, Steven clearly didn't hit a low blow, you moron. Honestly, what was the point of Jerry removing his referee shirt if all he was going to do was continue doing a referee's job? Only thing I could come up with is that it got hot in the arena.
He's begging for it. Take his head off.
Quit your cheerleading.
Best moonsault. Out 3.
Dang, if only Christopher actually connected that moonsault the first time, this match would have been over 6 minutes ago. You can even tell from his facial expression that he's a little embarrassed. These graphics are incorrect. That's clearly to Neil Dashwood, whereas Mandy Leon is to the right. Ha, I get it. It's because Britt Baker is dating Adam Cole. Baby. God damn it! This happens every single time! His name is like a curse or something!
She competed in the Mae Young Classic.
You forgot to say spoiler alert as the tape matches for the WWE Mae Young Classic tournament hadn't even aired at the time of September 1st. Couldn't have done the handshakes before the bell rang or something? I'm just saying.
The hot mess wants to come out.
By punching Madison Rayne instead of accepting the handshake, Tessa Blanchard would be great at CinemaSins 2 expansion. The match has begun. No time for signs of respect. Time for action.
Really laying in.
With how Chelsea Green is slowly moving, I'm surprised Britt hasn't countered her already, or the fact that she doesn't counter at all. It'd make more sense if we weren't literally 90 seconds into this match.
Steps up.
So far, doing roll-ups haven't been helping for the wrestlers considering that's another botched one right there.
And Brandy, I called that match.
There's no Brandy on the commentary table. That would be Mandy.
Body go down to the head. Ooh.
Probably shouldn't have yelled at Chelsea first and just run without saying anything. Maybe next time, Tessa.
Breaks free. Waistlock reversed. Goes for this.
Honestly, all these counters to the counters are fun to watch. Here's another sin off. Huh, I thought that I would be doing this more often for this show. It may be the referee's job, but I seriously find it annoying anytime he tells the wrestler on the top rope to get down, which alerts the rest of the competitors in the ring, might I add.
Let's go for it. Oh.
Wait a minute, so was that a bulldog, or a counter, or a combination of the two? Probably Madison thought she was supposed to connect the bulldog, and Britt thought she was supposed to counter, which caused an awkward mix-up.
Magnum super kick.
Wait, what? Britt successfully connects a super kick on Tessa, and decides to go to Chelsea for the pin instead? Especially when Tessa was lying on her back right in front of Britt, whereas Chelsea's lying on her front on the other side of the ring. What's the strategy in that? Very brutal indeed, and well executed too. Another center move.
No, Britt there in time. No.
Honestly, seeing Britt completely miss the chance to break up the pinfall leading to Tessa's victory was funny and left everyone in confusion for a moment, even the commentators. Handwritten promotions.
Get a dream. Hold on to it.
Haha, I get it. It's because Tommy Dreamer's literally right behind Cody, isn't it?
Championship into.
Nick Aldis's discount Vince McMahon strut. The graphics for All In continued to fail at the introductions because that is clearly Earl Hebner, not Bobby Cruz. Cameraman couldn't stand on the other side or something?
For 226 days.
Compared to the last two NWA title reigns, 226 days isn't really that impressive, no offense. Also, Bobby Cruz is incorrect because Nick Aldis has held onto the NWA World's Heavyweight title for 266 days, not 226 days. The time length between December 9th, 2017 and September 1st, 2018 is 266 days. That's gotta be embarrassing for people to think that your title reign is less than 40 days shorter than it actually is.
It's for the NWA World Championship.
In case you didn't hear the ring announcer say that.
One-on-one, the title.
Okay, I'll definitely remove a couple of sins for the crowd's excitement as the match begins. Don't often see something like this, so we're in hopefully for a great match.
Issued the challenge.
Off-sync all-in chance.
Minimal protection.
Do you mind if I throw up on this empty seat?
One is back, the other.
Nick clutches his head despite the fact that Cody's head wasn't even close to colliding with it. So far, this match is okay, but I hope things that are painfully obvious don't show up. Here, get a random shot of the stage instead of watching this big-time match.
No, absolutely.
Cody no-selling that punch. He didn't even move his head. At least make it seem like Nick punched you, man.
Brandon. Cody.
First, Cody no-sells a punch and then connects a super kick to the air. Well, Luke Skywalker once said, "The Force is strong in my family." Guess the same goes for the Rhodes.
This one, man.
Spring.
Kind of a good thing that Nick countered because there was no way in hell Cody would have successfully connected that. Took a chance at somebody who was clearly too far away. Cody has been on the outside of the ring for the better part of a full minute and the referee hasn't even begun to start a count. And this is freaking Earl Hebner too.
Can't compete.
Jean Devare just said that this is a champion match. So does that mean this is a Nick Aldis match and nothing else? And now an off-sync DDP chant. I can't even tell if they're saying D or P because there's not even a pause in between chants. Also, did this match stop or something? It's been nearly 5 minutes since anyone has done anything aside from DDP hitting Sean with a diamond cutter. Wait, what the hell? Cody is bleeding, but he defied logic. He was clearly not bleeding when DDP was attending to him 2 minutes ago, and he hasn't suffered a single hit since then. The likeliness is he bladed, which I'll send because blading can really cause severe injuries. But if you're gonna blade, at least do it once you get hit instead of 5 minutes later when blood wouldn't randomly start pouring out of your head from no damage.
Blood streaming, 10,000 screaming.
No one likes a rhymer.
This is all in, Cody.
As if Cody didn't know what event he was at. This dude was the one who came up with this idea in the first place.
Blockbuster.
That wasn't a blockbuster. That was clearly a fall away slam. At what point did Nick flip over Cody for the... You know what, I'm just gonna count it. There's a second video for this anyway.
On that apron.
More technical difficulties. Really frustrating, am I right? Especially when you can still hear but not see them.
To take its toll on the champ.
Actually, Nick looks like he's doing just fine. It's Cody who looks like the match is taking a toll on him. The referee is telling Nick to get down from ascending the top rope when he should be telling Brandy Rose to get out of the ring. Like, seriously, get her out of there.
Oh, Nick. No!
Damn, we don't often see the wife take the hit for her man in wrestling that much. While he didn't like Brandy showing up inside the ring, that sacrifice was great storytelling.
What is your wife thinking at home, Aldis?
Nick clearly didn't intend to hit Brandy. That was her own fault that he elbowed her as he was already leaping off the top rope before she could shield Cody. Nick Aldis is not at fault here, Brandy is.
Aldis.
Wrestler taunts his opponent and slaps him up, which ultimately rejuvenates his opponent's energy and leads to his defeat cliche. Even after Nick kicked out of the pin, Cody is still on top of him with Nick's shoulders back on the mat, so the referee should start counting again. When the victory is out of nowhere like that, it makes the explosion from the crowd all the more awesome because they wouldn't expect the match to end like that. And this was one of the best feel-good moments of the night too, especially for the Rhodes family. I'm a nice guy, so I'll remove 15 cents for this moment. 1 minute of panning the crowd with nothing happening. That is basically me every time somebody wakes me up in the morning. When it comes to mornings, don't get anywhere near me.
Can you give me a wide shot?
And potentially a medic too.
Tremendous brand.
Ring humping.
Weighing 223 pounds.
Wait, so Hangman Page weighs 30 pounds? So 2,230 pounds or something? Jeez, that's over a ton. Introduction of Hangman Adam Page ruined by the microphone's continuous cutouts. His entrance is over, and yet Hangman Page is still hanging out on the apron instead of beginning this Chicago street fight. At this point, I've lost count on how many times we are reminded that All In is trending. I get that this is a big deal show, but do we have to bring it up every 20 minutes?
Not have nearly the weight.
Oh, wait a minute, Janelle.
Maybe don't turn your back on your opponent next time you throw him into the ring, especially when we're only in the first minute of the street fight.
Now Page up to the top.
I'd be more amazed at this had I not seen Joey Janela watching Hangman Page for literally 15 seconds before Hangman could even jump for the moonsault. As great as this show is, even a big deal like All In can frustrate the wrestling center.
Oh, he's got a steel...
Bad ring post. Also, Hangman whacking the ring post with a chair gives Joey a full heads up that he's got a weapon. Then again, he watched Hangman for 15 seconds and did prevent a moonsault, so I won't be surprised if he doesn't counter this.
And if you didn't believe me, you just heard it.
Really? Hangman has an obvious chair in his hands and you're saying we wouldn't believe you that he has one? What?
Now these forearms, Janela. Steam springboard.
That was definitely impressive. Let's take a sit-out for that. Chicago street fight, and yet there's hardly a single weapon underneath the ring. Did the crew forget to load it up before the show went on the air? This is something WWE would do, not the Indies. Where the hell did that ladder come from? I don't seem to recall seeing that one underneath that side of the ring when Hangman checked. Since the barricade is too far away, the Cracker Barrel will have to do to complete the Wrestler Bridges ladder between the ring apron and the barricade cliche.
Looking to kill George.
Since these ladders are different compared to WWE's ladders, in other words, not easily breakable, then that makes this all the more intense, awesome, and brutal. That's 3 things, so remove another 3 sins.
Got a garbage bag. Gonna smother him, maybe.
That was a funny assumption right there.
He shouldn't even be here. He should be arrested.
It's a Chicago street fight, dumbass. Hangman could do whatever he wants to Joey in this match. Anything goes. Apparently taking a stunner causes you to leap into the air as high as you can as though you were trying to ascend to heaven. It's one thing to sell a stunner, it's another to jump as though it activated the spring in your legs.
I'd like to see more Penelope Cruz. What a lovely young woman.
True, Penelope Cruz is a lovely woman, but she's an actress and clearly not helping Joey set up this next table. That was embarrassing. Well, shit, remove another 2 sins.
Now hooks the leg. 2.
By the time Penelope Ford gets to the pin, the referee could have made the 3 count before she could even interfere, too. This story of the cursed boots are hilarious, if I'm being perfectly honest.
No, 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 no!
This is fucking awesome! 5 sins removed this time. And whoa, we're done with this video already? Dang, didn't even think this event was so sinful.